All right, man. Eric Ebron back in the news. About the Detroit Lions, man, and obviously I kind of felt, it was a bad pick when they picked Eric Ebron. He had some drop issues, as we all remember. Remember in that draft too, a couple of things kind of stick out in that draft. One of the things that kind of stick out in that draft the most was uh how they took Aaron Donald in this 2014 draft. They took Ebron over Eric Donald, Odell Beckham, right? Aaron Donald, the more one. And, the former defensive line coach said he played with Martin Mayhew and Tom Lewan to take him, and they all laughed because he was too small. And that just lets you know how ignorant they is. Uh, and didn't look at the tape and looked at the measurables and all that. It's kind of like the equivalent of the Pistons. You see the Pistons put you know, they work out Luke Kennard and they work out what's kid's name? And they work out Jesus Christ. And they work out Donovan Mitchell. And Donovan Mitchell said, well, I don't miss a shot in my workout. I thought I was going to Detroit. Took them. They work out Killian Hayes, work out Tyrese Halliburton. Tyrese Halliburton say, man, you know what, man? I felt like he said I felt like, I felt really good. I had a great workout, and they don't take him. So I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. So it ain't really shit you kind of can control um at all. But also in that draft, that what kind of stood out as well too was it was a lot of rumors in that 2014 draft that they were gonna move up and go get Sammy Watkins, and they was in love with Sammy Watkins. Because you got to remember, this the year I think we signed Golden Tate too. And one of the reasons Golden Tate ended up coming here is because it was a receiver rich draft, in which the draft until I think Mike Evans, Juice Landry, Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham Jr., Sammy Watkins was I think he might have been the first receiver taken. It was a lot of big receivers in that draft, and anytime the Lions take a tight end in the first round, I don't believe you should be taking a tight end, dude. Um, Anytime soon. That's my opinion, bro. That's just my opinion on it. Um, Especially for the Lions, they don't use and abuse them. And with Eric Ebron, before I get into this article, with Eric Ebron, a problem with him was, when he went to Detroit, they wanted to make him a timing pattern tight end. And when he had his most success in Indianapolis, what they did was make him a vertical threat. And Detroit just don't have the creativity, the imagination um, for tight ends. They don't. They don't. They don't. They don't. They always do that little play action or that whatever it is in the tight end, do this little 3 yard flare and all these short routes, and he was an athlete, and they could never get him going vertical. They just never properly use tight ends, and I don't trust the regime at all. Right when it comes to tight ends, even with Ben Johnson, dog. Soon as TJ Hawkinson left and went to Minnesota, Minnesota was throwing him the ball like 10 to 15 times a game. Even Ben Johnson couldn't find a way to get TJ Hawkinson the ball like that. And they keep drafting these guys high, and they be drafting them to block and drafting them to do absolutely nothing. That's why I wasn't with the Sam Laporta pick, and he got drop problems too. FYI, that's why it was the pick I didn't like the most. I didn't like it all. But Eric Ebron he was not mentally ready when the Detroit Lions drafted him. Eric Ebron, the Lions 10th pick in 2014 NFL draft, said he wished he could redo Detroit all over again with the knowledge he has now. So he said a couple weeks ago, Ebron has been out the NFL since 2021 season, joined the Man to Man podcast hosted by former NFL players Darius Butler and Antoine Bethea. Shout out to Darius Butler. He's on the NFL Matchup TV show. He does an excellent job. If you ever watch it's like they usually come on like Saturday or like Thursday before Sunday NFL games, and they break down plays and different matchups. Darius Butler is actually really good on TV. Shout out to Antoine Bethea. He used that opportunity to reflect his time in Detroit. He said, when you get drafted to Detroit, and it's tough, Ebron said, it's tough, I'm trying to get this right, especially when you're young and a little immature like I was. I only played 2 years in high school football, 3 years of college. Here I am as a professional athlete. I'm still kind of young in the game, and I wasn't ready for Detroit. Detroit wasn't ready for me. He said Ebron said at the time that he understood the gravity of being the top 10 pick and the expectation to come with. He said, you don't know that. You don't understand that as a 20-year-old getting drafted, Ebron said. He said he also he wasn't exactly put in the best situation in Detroit. He had all the pressure to perform, but the opportunity weren't there at the time. Lions had Calvin Johnson, Golden Tate, Reggie Bush, and they have re-signed fellow first-round tight end Brandon Pettigrew to a 4-year deal. Just let you know how fucking stupid the Lions are. I'm already looking for like an option. I'm looking like I'm option 4. Ebron said, like I went to Carolina being that dog to option 4 because Megatron is going to see 10, 15, 20 targets. Golden Tate is going to see 99 catches. They see 99 catches that year. I'm like, damn, what do y'all want me to do? Later adding, how did y'all expect me to come in and flourish in that kind of way? He said he lack of playing time in his first year. He played a total of 445 snaps, just over 40% of the team's offensive snaps led him to check out at times. You mentally already mess with me. I'm already young, so the fact that I'm not playing, I'm not thinking about football. I'm elsewhere. Ebron said, we gave a 20-year-old all this money, and I told him, here, just sit down, not play, learn. I'm like, how? I feel like I'm redshirted. See, after spending 4 years in the NFL, after Detroit, including a Pro Bowl season in Indianapolis with the Colts, 2018, Brown said he wished he could do it all over again with the Lions, knowing what he knows now. For the shit that I know now, I could do Detroit all over again. I would. Ebron said I was not mentally ready being a 10th overall pick. And I just let you know how fucking stupid Jim Caldwell and Mark Mayhew was. And they ran that pick up there, I believe, too. That just let you know how stupid they were. That just lets you know how dumb they were. You know, you know, you know, that just lets you know, bro. You bypass on Aaron Donald, you bypass on all Odell Beckham, all these other guys, and you still get the most immature guy, and then you don't even baby him or you don't even try to keep him focused. And you not to mention all the back and forth he had with the fans. It was just a bad pick overall. You know, it was just a bad pick overall, man. And they just didn't know how to draft, bro. Because remember they had to bring in Brian Zanders. Remember they had to bring in Brian Zanders to help them with their draft board, bro. So they just simply just didn't know what they was doing. And that's just what it boiled down to. How you draft somebody that's immature? He had drop problems. All this, you do all this investigation and you still don't find. They just let you know how ignorant they were. And I mean that in the most disrespectful way, by the way. That just let you know how ignorant they truly were. And they really didn't know what they was doing, dude. They really just didn't know what they was doing. They had so many other better options. But hey, it is what it is. And you got to understand too that tight ends take a while to acclimate. I always say this, before Kyle Pitts had the season he had a couple years ago, and then he fell off drastically because people had tape on him and see what he was doing. You got to understand, Mike Ditka still had the greatest rookie tight end season in NFL history until Kyle Pitts came along. And Kyle Pitts had an extra game, by the way. So that lets you know how tough the position is to play, how tough it is still to play. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot more. Then they asking these tight ends to do a lot more. not only just block and catch and run routes and predominantly blocking all this shit, man. Now they asking these dudes to come in here and play the slide, play on the outside and do all this other stuff. So it's a different game. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop video. Financially, you want to support the channel, Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. You can find me on TikTok, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you think in the comment section. One time for the one time. Mercy Sports Talk. Peace.